Hi there, my name is Daniel Belville. I'm a pre-sales consultant at Bizzdesign, and in the previous video we talked a bit about the structure of Bizzdesign and what are the capabilities of our platform in enabling your enterprise architecture practice. In today's video, what I'm going to be discussing with you is our approach to providing value as an enterprise architecture team, right, within our platform specifically. So what you see on the screen here is actually what we call Horizzon. So this is part of our platform, and we've organized these use cases into an overall value stream with a set of value stream stages. So the top level value stream here is what we call strategy to execution, and this is where we really understand what the motivations and the goals of our organization are from a stakeholder perspective. And we draw connections and models and visualizations all the way down to the execution side of things, where we have our architects modeling out scenarios and suggestions for the organization to execute on those strategies. So if we take a look at the value stream stages, we have business design, portfolio management, and execution. And within each one of these value streams, we have a set of use cases. And there are many more use cases out there in the industry, but these are some of the common ones that we run into on a daily basis. So if we take a look at strategy and business alignment as an example, this is really where, as you can see down at the bottom, some of the common use cases where we're really modeling out what the motivation is of our organization and making connections between the goals and the strategies of our organizations, right? And we can draw connections down to even the capabilities and eventually the execution side of things. This is where we do some capability-based planning. And on the right-hand side, you'll see an example of some strategic road mapping, right? So we have a timeline where we're capturing, our goals and our projects from a timeline perspective to understand when we're going to execute on these strategies. If I back up here, let's take a look at business architecture management. So this is on the left-hand side, you're going to see, a capability map. And this is just an example of a capability map, but we can run gap analysis on these capabilities to understand, where are our gaps. And we'll dive deeper into this on our next video. But yeah, this is just an example of what that might look like. Taking a step back, we also have the architecture, enterprise architecture management use case, and this is where we start to model out what are our principles, what are our standards, right? When making informed decisions as an enterprise architecture team and help supporting the business and executing on those decisions, right? And we have the ability to templatize this approach so that there is structure and organization within our environment so that it's a repeatable process over time. If we back up, we have the portfolio management value stream, and this is where we're really capturing what our applications look like and our technologies and even the data that our organization is handling and ensuring that sensitive data is handled correctly. So if we take a look at application portfolio management, we really on the left-hand side have an application landscape, and we can start to run some analysis against these applications for maybe like a rationalization effort, right? So maybe some technologies are becoming obsolete on applications, which we would discover in the technology portfolio. But because we have connections to those applications, we're able to, maybe color code those applications that are at risk and need to be rationalized. We also might be dealing with a merger within our organization, and so we want to go through a consolidation effort in taking those applications that are redundant and kind of merging them into one single application. And we might just have some IT cost optimization strategic motivations within our organization, right? We're trying to cut costs on applications that can also be supported through rationalizing redundant applications. And if we take a look at the technology portfolio management, this is an example of gathering what technologies we have and visualizing some of those technologies from a kind of a obsolescence perspective, right? What technologies are going to become obsolete? We can visualize those types of things here. And then, of course, we can get a good understanding of what our data architecture looks like, and is that data personal? Is it sensitive data, right? Is it financial data? Understanding those categories helps us make informed decisions on how to handle that data. correctly within our organization. So now that we have a good idea of where our business wants to go, and what we currently have and what even issues we have within our organization, we need to be able to execute on those things, right? So that's where the last value stream within this framework comes from, is the execution value stream. This is where we can start to optimize our business processes and model out scenarios where we can save time on some processes within our organization, and we can even visualize those in an aggregated dashboard fashion, right? If I take a step back and look at the solution architecture management, this is where we can start to model out scenarios. And on the left-hand side, you can kind of see an example of what a solution architecture design might look like, right? We start kind of from like a project perspective where, we're tying the solution architecture into the projects based on the strategies and the goals of our organization, and how do we execute on specific scenarios that we'd like to move forward with. And then finally, governance, risk, and compliance. We want to make sure that the things that we're producing, the artifacts within our platform, are consistent and reliable, right? I've run into organizations where everything's done in Visio, as an example, and because there's no governance and consistency between those models, the value generated from that can be minimal, right? So applying governance and compliance around the artifacts that you're creating is important for an ongoing EA practice. So like I said, in the next video, we're going to dive into each one of these value streams at a deeper level. We can run some analysis against some of those objects and diagrams that we've created. Yeah, again, just to summarize, this is just our overall framework of common use cases that we see out in the industry, and we've organized those by value streams. So again, my name is Daniel Belleville. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.